你入唔入？唔入唔入，睇睇啲。快啲入去！
好啦，唔好喺我哋後方啦，唔該，好冇？唔該晒。就拨一下，不好意思。
Well, good evening. Just in the last 20 minutes, police deployed tear gas at Lungwo Road. Protesters very rapidly cleared out of the legislature, which they've been occupying for a good couple of hours. Police with batons, riot shields, and they're holding a line here now at the legislature, here at the rear on Lungwo Road. We understand protesters now getting pushed back further down Tim May Avenue towards Harcourt Road, where there's another front line. Okay, here we go. So, just by a few meters, the police have extended the cordon now to the Legislative Council car park. Sorry, protest area at the back. Just widening their cordon here by the Legco. There are just mostly media inside the Legco at the moment. It's been smashed to pieces in a lot of places, in the exterior and inside. Here's the other front line as they extend the cordon around the Legco, pushing forward at speed. Police with riot shields at the front here, and then at the back you've got police with video cameras, all of them with shields and helmets, although no sign of the tactical unit at the moment, although tear gas has been deployed, now pushing protesters down through Tim May Avenue over to past here at Civic Square, extending their cordon, just the police and media in this area, and now they're just coming to another halt with some protesters throwing objects. So they've now extended the cordon from the Civic Square down to the protest area at the back. So a black flag going up there, warning of tear smoke. Police moving forward again into some of the press there, banging their shields. And there goes another plume of tear gas just at the bottom of Marshall Road. Police now push forward to the back of the Lennon Wall. Some protesters, media on the bridges above. So now extending their cordon down pretty much the full length of Tinmay Avenue down to Longwo Road. They appeared in over 50 police vans emerging from Wan Chai. Rolling up maybe half an hour ago. Police warned at about 10:21 p.m. that there would be a clearance. It's been a long hot day of protest with it ending here around the Legco after many hours. Starting this afternoon, a group of frontline protesters, a small group, sought to gain access to the Legco. For hours they were pummeling on some of the windows using barricades that they'd created with railings and metal poles. There were a few riot police inside who seemed to disperse deeper into the building as eventually, after dusk, those protesters started to occupy main areas of the chamber after being held back for some hours. As they tore through, oh well, here's the tactical unit, we have our answer. As they tore through the Legco, they put graffiti around the walls, tore down signs and portraits of Legislative Council presidents, smashed things and then settled into the main chamber. But just about 20 minutes ago, some remaining protesters there were dragged out by fellow protesters as they demanded that no one remain. This meeting or the session is in breach of the law, says one of these black warning signs now, warning they will use force.
You can get through if you want to.
What's that?
You can get through if you want to.
We can go through. We need to be able to.
Yeah.
I think
Police just moving us away. Dozens of police vans there just coming in from the east. So they've now secured the length of Tinmay Avenue, which runs along the side of the legislature. It's holding a line now as protesters are pushed towards Central. Police just forming a line at the east of Harcourt. Looks like this line is forming to perhaps push forward through Harcourt at some point. So there's the police front line, hundreds pouring in riot gear, and dozens of vans just coming over the horizon there from Harcourt Road. Let's have a look at the protester front line here. Just media outlets in between. Is Roy Kwong, Democrat,
你哋可以報告㗎。我建議咁嘅，你入去遊行叫大家開始向金鐘行，嗰邊嘅防暴，喺金鐘站可以就自己做。
Protesters telling each other now to push to Central. Retreating. Just helping a member of the press there as they say, let's go, let's go. With some speed now, the protesters moving everyone out of the main central lanes of Harcourt Road, telling them to come over. They seem to be pushing down to the adjacent road, Queensway. These are the last pocket of protesters now on Harcourt Road as police have formed a cordon, inching forward from the west, from the east, coming down from the legislature, where they've put a cordon around Tinmay Avenue.
Press and you. Oh, okay. 走啦，要走啦！防暴警察過緊嚟㗎啦，要走㗎啦！
Just 4 people remaining who they're trying to convince to come across.
走啦，要走啦！
Police are now closing in from the west. And there they go, the last people on Longwo.
喂，我哋可以由呢個金鐘地鐵站離開啊！
It's okay. So the last of the protesters at that point moving down southwards to Queensway, and here more people ushering people into the MTR Admiralty Centre, and police steadily now coming in, just with the police in front of them there, looking to clear the road.
留意翻呢度，其實已經冇乜市民在場，得記者朋友嘅啫。咁所以你講呼籲咧，如果你同記者朋友講，就可能有點兒浪費嘅。咁只要你哋提翻啦，你哋自己嘅同袍啦，保持克制冷靜，唔需要行得太急。市民已經緩慢地離開金鐘，乘搭不同嘅。
Well, the coast is clear for the police to take this road, so
你哋又唔需要太過
as they push through, let's go and rejoin the protesters coming through Admiralty Centre. Just a few metres now, the police front line to a few demonstrators hanging around MTR entrance here. MTR staff there ushering people into the station, telling them it's the last train. And here's the transport interchange at the rear of Admiralty's McDonald's and MTR station, with the taxis and the buses where we see a lot of the protesters have reconvened. It's very much the last stand now for the occupied roads around government headquarters and the legislature, after a day of protest that began before daybreak even, when these roads first became occupied by demonstrators who remained overnight at the rear of the legislature, raising a black Bohemia protest flag and seeking to get to the flag raising ceremony at the Wanchai Exhibition Centre. They didn't get anywhere near, but they did manage to hold onto these roads all day until, as organisers reckon, 500,000 odd pro-democracy demonstrators convened on Admiralty and Central. Vehicle just there with a back seats full of supplies, getting a cheer as they leave. Some folks trying to retrieve some of the supplies, bag them up. Most people entering Queensway Plaza and the MTR just there, maybe hoping to get the last train out. Sending everyone home. Well, there's protesters dispersing now from Bank of China Lipa building heading into Central. Let's have a check back at Harcourt, where it seems the night's concluding now as police are sweeping through. Lawmakers Roy Kwong and Ted Hui still on the front line down here, and police pushing through past the MTR where they emerge from Lung Wo Road over to the left, and Wan Chai behind them. No protesters around, just sweeping through now up towards Central. Just the media in tow.
呢個係警方發出嘅呼籲，在場人士，你哋嘅行為已經嚴重影響公共秩序同埋公眾安全，請你哋立即離開，否則警方將會採取進一步嘅行動將你哋驅散。
懷疑人士後。
在場嘅傳媒、記者，亦都希望你哋配合警方嘅行動，盡快離開現場。
懷疑人士離開，一身身齊齊。
This is police announcement. Your action has been seriously disturbing the public order and safety. Please leave immediately, or police will take further action. This is police announcement. Your action has been seriously disturbing the public order and safety. Please leave immediately, or police will take further action. 在場嘅人士，呢個係警方發出嘅呼籲。你哋嘅行為已經嚴重影響公共秩序。
So dozens of police vans just behind the final front line of police there as they push towards Central, just closing the last of the occupied zone with few protesters really to be seen, just the press around here. The day that began at dusk finishes well after midnight as protesters disperse. And it could be days, weeks, who knows, maybe months before the legislature certainly opens again, as it's really been torn to shreds during its couple of hours of occupation by protesters earlier. Now on Harcourt Road, after a day-long occupation, just umbrellas and helmets and other items that have been left behind by protesters. We're going to call it a night on Facebook Live. We'll continue on Twitter for a bit longer. You can see our main report on the website tonight.